The world is changing and you're running out of time. There's massive fear about a brutal recession coming on the horizon, and you've seen the inflation rates go crazy, meaning any savings you have is going to be worth far less over time. And unless your salary is increasing hugely every year, the amount that you're actually able to buy with your salary is going to massively decrease because of this inflation. On top of that, we're in the midst of this huge revolution that not enough people are talking about, that's going to completely change the way you make money, the way you view money, the way jobs and companies are structured. And the people who know what's coming, the people who start preparing today, are in for a massive opportunity to create generational wealth. Whereas the people who don't know what's going on really could face some serious hardship over the next few years. But in order for us to understand what's happening in the future so we can prepare and win based on the change that's happening at the moment, we have to first look back to the history of money and the history of jobs. And it all started when we were hunter-gatherers. Your job would be to go out every day to hunt and gather for food, bring it home to your tribe, and then trade it with people. Your responsibility would be on your shoulders to work for yourself and to get enough value to give to the tribe so that you could get the things necessary for you to survive. All that changed when the agricultural revolution came about. Thanks to the technology of farms. All of a sudden now, not everybody had to be working for food. A few people could create massive farms and get enough food for the entire tribe. This freed up everybody else to do different sorts of work, but still, you would be working for yourself on your farm, or maybe you'd be working on a family farm in groups of 5 or 6. Then along came the Industrial Revolution. All of a sudden, these factories experienced massive economies of scale, meaning the larger the factory, the more profit they were able to make. And it went from small family farms to huge factories where people all of a sudden were brought together in the thousands at one company. You'd have managers managing managers managing managers, and everybody would be together in this one cluster. But anybody that's worked at a large company knows that there's some huge flaws with this model. First of all, it just feels really inefficient. People work for a couple hours a day and then pretend to work for the rest of the time. There's so many processes, so many complexities that it's difficult to just get work done. And employees don't like what they're working for, so they don't give it their all. They're limited in their freedom massively. You have to wear certain things, you have to work certain times, you have to live in certain places. And working for somebody else's goals just don't feel as fulfilling as working for your own. Which leads us to where we are today. There definitely still are these massive companies, but things are changing. We are entering the information revolution. Which was caused by a series of breakthroughs in technology like the internet. Now we're no longer trading our body to work at a farm, we're not trading our time to work at a factory, we're trading our knowledge, and we're using tools like the internet and computers to leverage our knowledge and make real impact. And all of these breakthroughs and new technologies that have come and will continue to come at an accelerating rate are actually replacing people. We've seen translators replaced by Google Translate. We've seen accountants replaced by accounting software. And we can see on the future truck drivers potentially being replaced by self-driving trucks. There's AI now that within a few words can create beautiful images or massive blog posts, replacing graphic designers or writers. More and more companies are going to start replacing more and more humans with technology because technology is cheaper. And this is going to happen especially quickly in this recession because as companies are trying to cut costs, technology replacing humans or robots replacing humans is a great place to cut costs. And this could result in mass firings. As the average size of a company shrinks, these huge companies may fire the outer people in order to shrink to a smaller company and then use leverage to replace the humans before. So if you work at a big company, you may think your job is safe, but technology is getting more and more advanced that more and more people are in danger. This could really put a lot of people in trouble, which sounds like a terrible thing. But there's some optimism. If we continue this trend of companies shrinking the average size, which by the way you can look into more, it's called Koh's theorem, which analyzes the optimal size of a company. If this trend continues, what it's eventually going to end up as, that the perfect size of a business is 1. and there's going to be billions of people that are self-employed, employing technology and robots to work for them instead of humans, but still operating with the other people that are working for themselves. And think how much more natural this is. We go from thousands of people to working for yourself. This is why Naval Ravikant says that the information age will revert to the industrial age. We'll go back to working for ourselves, just like we did with hunter-gatherer, where you're going out and you're hunting for knowledge, hunting for ideas, and then trading them with people in the group. This restores freedom to the individual. The people that are smart about this and are proactive about this will have the freedom to work when they want, where they want, to decide what they do, as long as you have enough rare and valuable skills that people demand enough to pay you. At the end of the day, the lesson that Stoicism taught me is that there are some things within our control and there are other things that are not within our control. We can't control where the future of work goes. We can't control if there's going to be a recession. We can't control whether or not we get fired. But what we can control is how well we prepare for the future and how quickly we act. So start preparing now. Start working hard today to secure your future finances. If you want to do that, there's 2 videos on screen right now that I highly recommend you go and watch.